Good evening, everyone. You got Patriot Dave here, and we're going to let the ladies introduce themselves. Oksana.
Yes, I'm Oksana Buchanan, and I do regressive hypnosis sessions. And a lot of people ask what is exactly I'm doing. So basically, I'm a regressologist and a telepath, and I can do a session two ways. One way you would go in hypnosis by yourself with my induction, and if you don't want to do that, because I also automatically go into trance with you to make sure you didn't miss any etheric implants or anything else. And so you can see everything, gently guide you. Or second way, if you don't want to go into trance and hypnosis by yourself, which any hypnosis is self hypnosis, then I can do it all for you as a telepath, and you could just sit and listen to what your subconscious would say through me and ask questions. But yeah, I post on my sessions, most of them that people let me give me the permission to post. I post them on my channel, Oksana Buchanan, Regressive Hypnosis. And I'm working on my site, which is, you can go on it. It's up there. It's oksanabuchanan.com. You can click on my email and it would lead you directly to my email. So you can write to me. So that's pretty much it. I also have a Facebook group, but it's like we're not really very active there because I usually communicate with people through emails and then we go on Skype. That's where I record the sessions. And here's Efisia. She also does regressive hypnosis sessions, but she does it one on one, like my option number one when the client goes in hypnosis, right, Efisia? Yeah.
Yes, yes, I do one-to-one sessions, and so I use the telepath, which sometimes we can cooperate with other regressionalists like you, Oksana. We did this in the past, and then I have another very talented guy, which the name is Mardi. We do telepath. We do even missing people investigations. And I mean, I do obviously, guys, I do tarots. This is my job, but I am basically about to finish my exam of past life regression therapy hypnosis with Andy Tomlinson, which was a good friend with Michael Newton. Um, and yes, I feel privileged, and also I did the esoteric course as a past life regression. So I'm a bit I got a lot in the plate, and I mean I'm trying to give. I like to basically to have fun with what I do, but also with the purpose to help people and with different topics. Yes, my channel is intrusive energy healings E.L. And by the way, sorry for my accent. I know I'm Italian, sometimes quite strong accent, but this
But
is me.
but you can do
But I
sessions in
love you all
Italian
anyway.
also, right? You do them
Yes,
in Italian, and I do my sessions in both languages also,
yes,
English, Russian, and you do English, Italian, so it's a
yes, I do in
plus.
Italian as well, and yeah. In fact, some people says, "Oh, what you say last? I didn't get it." I'll say, "Okay, we'll try. We do both English and Italian, and yeah." So, and by the way, I live in England, near London. So yes, for the past 22 years. So thank you all to Patriot Dave to give me the chance to be with your videos, and yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and this is only our second one. I mean, honestly, we don't really plan much. We just kind of roll with the flow, and it usually works out quite well. Um, but we were kind of discussing before we went on video about this thing that's going on with the mandatory stuff and all of that, and um, I I think Oksana wanted to start with it because she has a personal experience that I think is very important for everybody to hear about the jumping of this thing from person to person.
Right.
However, she wants to explain it. I'm sure she'll do quite well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I recently had an experience, and I also have basically my oldest son who did, what, but he knows that I'm against it and all this, but he has a different opinion. You know how they brainwash kids in school. So, and I think what the thing that he got jumped into me and then jumped into my husband. And we had this strange, bug that my heart would hurt, my left side would hurt, my left arm would hurt. And if you notice specifically where they get that syrup thing, in usually left arm, right? And usually that arm hurts and the heart as a side effect. All kinds of problems with heart start. And yeah, I mean, that was my experience. I got it first, but I went through it. I mean, it was not very comfortable, but it wasn't as theoretically I didn't see because I check myself every day for any attachments or anything. There was nothing there. It was completely physical.
Mm.
But yeah, it's my husband went through the same thing basically, and it's not comfortable. I mean, you can, and I'm always protected by my knowledge. But still it affects you. Yeah, of course, it would affect somebody who's not conscious enough to understand what's going on. Probably he might even go into something, I don't know, something more serious. But basically, I think it's done so people get it. It masks the symptoms of, what, the famous thing. And then you would go to those, you know, penguins in white med robes, and, they will do what they need to do and convince you what they need to convince you to have. And, but I think it's like the whole system is towards that to get you to a certain location, and then they got you in that location. How many attachments and entities, it's basically owned by the alien races to do experimentation on human race. So but yeah, that just wanted to mention about it.
Oksana, I just draw a few cards for you, and what was going on around your home
Mm,
family. And I just saw that your son, because he has conflicts, it's obvious he's a teenager, he's growing up, he has all his ideas. I know better than my mom and my
just
dad.
turned 18, yeah.
And I think the fact to be a rebel, okay, caused this energetic bug to you guys. Even the children, they was agitated because I have, look, sorry for people, they ask me to show. This is the
Mhm.
Hmm.
conflict argument. This is the family, the house. And this is the healer, the star, okay?
Hmm.
That show that you guys will going to heal because your son will going to understand because he charged with this energy,
Oh
with this
yeah, emotions are
anger.
crazy with him.
Wow. And he was able to infect in a, you know what I mean, in an energetic way the family. But because your husband, you and which especially with you, because you are a healer, you'll be able to clean up, basically making just. I feel that your son has to just the level of anger will go need to goes
Mm,
down. Obviously, it's now
okay.
is amplified with the bag, with the syrup, with Paul, and yes, with this. So, and I can see that the Ace of Cup it shows that he will going to drink something else. Your son is a fluid that will going to be better. I think that there is still a chance to clean up this glue that is
Yeah.
inside of the people's body. Okay, it's still a chance. Even some people says no, 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 no. That will going to disconnect spirit and body and soul. Okay, remember, guys, I always repeat this always as a mantra. We are in the Aquarius era, and there is lot illness arriving here. They are arriving for every dimension, any liars. of dementia to help and basically to clean up this syrup because we are doing already energetically. Okay, so this is why these evil forces are trying to disconnect families. This is the intention. Okay, family divided. That says in Latin, divide et impera. And this is where you divide a family, you divide a nation against each other. Oh, you are a syrup. No, I'm
Right.
Right.
against the syrup. Too much sugar. And then people, they basically arguing against each other, and they create what you call this new, not united. Sorry for the word is this disunion. I call it, okay, that they fight, and it's much easy to dictate people's mind. Already they do in a subliminal way with the media. So
Right.
and then the food, what I can see is something that they will going to to sabotage as well. So we have to be careful what we eat and what we drink. So we need to come back to organic, guys. Even if you
Yeah.
live in apartments, buy like a big vase, do your own stuff. You put your lettuce, your potatoes, or whatever. But honestly, yeah. I mean,
What?
this is what I saw.
Ideally
Uh,
would be, but can't grow everything, right? And plus, we use the water for growing veggies and fruits, and we use that water. It's already polluted. I
That's
mean, I
true.
guess you can, I mean, I drink distilled water, but still, you breathe the air. A lot of times I come outside, I spend all day outside. It's beautiful. I feel
yes.
fresh and yeah, but then I get the sore throat, and I'm like, why am I getting so throat? It was almost 90 degrees outside, I felt great there.
Yeah.
Guess where? Stuff in the air, you breathe it in.
Yeah. Good old
This is
chemtrails. Hmm.
uh, this is
Right,
why this is why everybody is going to Florida. A little tweet,
Yeah.
a little tweet says
right,
this.
But now maybe you got a good point there because my intuition kind of says if you get that thing, you're kind of like SOL. Um, I but that does contradict the Aquarian age that we're creators and uh, all of that. But I, you know, it may not hurt the spirit, but the vessels, the body is what is definitely what this thing attacks. No doubt about that.
right. But the
Um,
way the body, the vessel, leaves this world or dies, is important for the soul also. If you die in a car accident or some tragic event, you're dying low vibration. You cannot go to upper worlds or leave the matrix if you die this way. That's why we have to
uh,
keep clean and die the way we want to die, just to say that, hey, I figured today I'm done with this life, and you have to tell all your family members to celebrate your death because that was your decision. It was peaceful. Ideal, I'm just going to be sitting by the ocean. That's how I'm going to go out of my body and gone when I decided to go and agreed with all my family members and told them and all that. So that's how we are supposed to go. Uh,
yeah,
but,
huh,
but that's
interesting. So, Oksana, do you feel that some or a good part of them will be fixed, healed, however you want to call it, um, especially with the new age, I guess.
I actually believe that I took on some of the stuff that my son, let's say, took on. And I kind of processed it and got rid of it through that bug that I had energetically. And I think some people can because it takes consciousness level to be very high and the focus of attention to be very focused. So no distract, complete believe in yourself. as a powerful being. Because a lot of people say, oh, yeah, I'm a powerful creator being, but what do they do next? You know, they get a little sick and they, ask me or somebody else, hey, can we do an appointment? I feel sick. Yeah, but it's normal to be sick. I get a colds too. Sometimes my head hurts. And yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of times I can manage it by going into trance and fixing it. And sometimes it's purely physical. It's my hormones once a month as a woman. It just depends. So,
Right.
but you have to believe in yourself and keep yourself clean and focused. And no, there's a lot of programs that would try to push you off of your rails too. There's a lot of people involved too that they play
Yes.
specifically on your way to distract you, to disrupt you, to make you fight with people you're supposed to do something, things like that.
Well, yeah, and we were talking before the show that one of my tooth broke, and and I consider myself to be, fairly awake, pretty confident in myself in that aspect. But you know, Oksana's like, hey, you got some things hanging around you, so that pain caused me probably, that just that down pains. It wasn't fear, but the fear will do it too. Obviously, fear, all the stuff like we were just talking about. But that pain probably kind of took me off of my game, kind of, sort of. I don't know how else to say it, and it kind of let that portal or that door open just enough for somebody to stick their foot in there. I mean,
Right, because you're not active in SSP, me neither. But they would always try to lure you in if you were in pain or something happened in your life and you're emotionally suppressed or something. You lower your vibration automatically. Just by your head hurting, it lowers your vibration. That's
wow,
why, it's easy for them to manipulate us through the physical body. That's what they usually do, or through emotions or whatever, conflicts and people.
you just
So,
helped me realize when they first took me after I busted my head on the playground. It just came to me as you were saying it. Busted my
yeah.
head on the playground. That's when. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Physical
Exactly.
hurt.
That's
You know, big time stitches,
oh,
and here they
right.
come.
Or exactly. Yeah, or somebody can just scare you from behind. And in that scare moment, you know that they can get attached to you also. I mean, it takes a second, a split second to do it.
Wow, that's just amazing. So I guess we'll go into some of the questions, if you ladies are good with that. Uh, we were talking about like France, and it would be hard to break all these up because there's a lot of big players there: France, New Zealand, U.S., Netherlands, Australia. I guess, when do we see that thing coming off? And I know a lot of people's doing it now anyway, but I mean, I guess, when are the governments going to stop pushing the diaper?
Yeah. I feel like around the January there's gonna be a lot of decisions made. As I got this January and a big red circle around it in my vision. But it's gonna be one country follows the other like a domino effect.
Can you
So,
say which country you think, or it looks like that might be the first player in that?
well, I feel like the Europe, so we're grouping. In each country, there's going to be a group of people pushing for it. I got the word like grouping, like we were talking about Florida. Look how
Yeah.
it's being grouped with the people of the same mindset.
When you said grouping, I am not kidding. Chills went up and down from feet to my head, because that's what Telegram does for people. We got people from all over the world on Telegram, and we're all communicating with each other, and togetherness is how we beat
Mhm.
this. That's just there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Right.
Togetherness. Hmm.
Right. But I get this Germany pumping up all the time, even though you didn't name it
Yeah,
as a country.
that's
I,
okay.
f- I feel like they're very obedient at the surface level, but there's a lot of scientists that are used on underground bases that are gonna rebellion and try to pass information to upper whatever country they can reach to, and that information is secretly being put together by the scientists of all the European countries and also working with the US. So that's just going to be like a little energetic and informational explosion of information all over the place. You can deny it type thing. But
Interesting.
yeah, they're gonna proceed in December, January with all this syrup for the kids, and I'm sure, but by then, a lot of people already tested that on themselves. Like my friend who's a teacher, and she said, never I would do that to my child. Never. I did it to myself for my work, but never again would I do number three of that,
Ooh,
even if she said, I will just lose job. I mean, I
I've
cannot take. She
I've been
was
hearing that a
so,
lot lately. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. She was calling me, telling me, Oksana, take my child outside for a few days because she
Mm.
couldn't get off the bed.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
how crazy. The whole school was shut down because everybody took it. Number one, school shut down. Number two, school shut down. Everybody felt sick.
Hmm.
So, but
What
Go
I
ahead.
have here is that a powerful man, very very popular in the world, will be start this revolution. Because I think it's very weird. I took for like 3 4 times the cards, oracles and cards. I have always this card which is the loss. I think this person he lost somebody that he cared. I think through the bug, to the sorry bug, and yes, and basically I can see that there is like a rebellion because the union was broken. Okay, and again, I see lot people are reacting of hurt loss, people that relatives, children, member of family dying of this syrup. Okay, and it will be too much. I have a feeling that there will be quite a lot. Unfortunately, guys, there will be a lot of people that unfortunately we lost a beloved one, a member of family, friend, and you can feel in a part of your body. Let's say that I was looking at to you before your tooth, Dave, and I see that your tooth is connected with something that hurt you. Okay, something that is a small trauma. The
Mm.
only way, because you are very very confident man, no fear, always for the truth. And then they was very smart, these energies to attack you through your tooth. Okay, that was felt a bit uncomfortable. Your balance was a little bit shake, and this is what, remember, tooth are connected with loss. Okay, so
Hmm.
to come back in to the topic, yes, I can see that. Yes, you're right, Oksana. The people are already working behind the scenes against all these I call monsters that they create all these situations. Monsters that they are physical monsters in this planet, and because they work with these uh, entities, wherever they come from, because they want change everything in this planet. Our DNA, they want usually is always uh, to stop us to evolve with our consciousness, because we are creator, we are God. We don't need anything else. We don't need anything, guys. We are our own creator, and we are more strong than the world. either people think can imagine. This is what they're starting to stop this evolution, because we say many times the frequencies of the planet is changing. People are amplified the intelligence, the feeling, the the thought, the intuition, and they want to stop this process japping you, okay? Injecting you with your mind and with your, obviously, with your cells, your blood. Yeah, this is what I can see. This is the shooting forward. I call the energy roads. Okay, it's like we. Uh, this is all the information spread around the world. So there will be another bombardment. It's time for of hope of that finally we're going to find out the truth, because the truth is this one. This is the truth. The truth will come out. Okay, because I mean you can stop. Uh, you can. All the people I've been on holiday in August to see my family in Sardinia. Beautiful summer, everything was fine, but I felt this agitation, the fear. I felt everything, and I felt I had the syrup too when I come back, and I had to clean up myself big time. It took me 2 weeks to clean up myself because I was completely dead. So I I understand, and I understand you, Oksana, when you say I had all the feelings, very tired, demotivated. I
Right.
was even
Take on the
grumpy.
frequencies
Yeah,
from others.
and
The
and I had to work a lot, honestly. And
rest.
yes, thanks God,
Right.
because I did a lot
Yeah.
of healing, self healings, studying. I always keeping myself informated. But many people they don't know. So this is why it's important to spread as much as possible the word, videos, words, even the way we talk has need to be changed. Don't be upset if somebody is rude with us because you didn't take the syrup. Just look at him or at her like, unfortunately they are victims, okay? So we have to see them as a victim. And then we have to, to don't do the game of these entities, and just to be patient and compassionate, the only way. And obviously, many people they can go through that, and many people don't. Okay, that is a fact.
Mm.
Yeah, that is true. And somebody asked me would I take it for $1 million, and I said absolutely not. My soul's priceless. Why would I take a million
Exactly.
dollars? Yeah,
Yeah.
that I mean that's how I kind of look at it. You're either even if you're deceived to get it, you're still selling your soul for money or whatever the case may be. I, that's
It's a
just my opinion.
freedom. It's a freedom to be stuck in this kind of reality. It doesn't mean to be a nurse or some other 3D reality for I don't know what amount of time they're going to be stuck.
Mm,
But they for sure are until they figure out their strengths and abilities and can somehow, you know, expand their soul's essence and get out of it. But it's going to take time because they're not obviously at the consciousness level of understanding now what they're doing. So, but it's better to be free. Body is
yes,
just a body. It's like a car, it's gonna age and it's gonna,
right. Fall
be
apart.
destroyed one way or the other, right?
Yeah. The older we get, the more we feel that, right?
Yeah.
So here's a question on a Brazilian, and the name it's I'm gonna spell it out. Ayton. That's the first name, and then Senna. Brazilian F1 driver. Is this person physically alive on Earth plane?
Went through some portal. There's some. I see some building with columns, and they like a statue or obelisk right in front of it. And I see like the whole building is surrounded. It's like a huge giant portal. and I see him being separated from the body and going into that portal energetically.
Mm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, trapped in fear.
For some reason, he died. It's
Huh.
somewhere where there's like a capital or center, like city hall or something that is in. So I felt
Yeah.
We have a conflict and defeat. He was not, something happened to this guy. And he something happened. He had an accident, something very traumatic, so violent, and that he basically his soul jumped like a missile. I felt like this is why he's still on the limbo,
Yeah.
trapped. He need to get out from here. So Oksana, we can free him.
in stasis. Yeah. So yeah, we can do it. Now, let me
Yeah,
see.
I use my pendulum to free him too.
It's like a sarcophag, some sort. One of the underground bases. It's is it Italy or something?
Brazil.
But his body is in Italy, underground base somewhere in Italy.
Mm.
Did he die in Italy?
I can see the
I just, I,
stairs.
yeah, well, there's elevators and stairs and tunnels going there, and it's all connected to also Rome, but it's not in Rome. And I just basically came up. I see military, and I see this reptilian race guarding. So as I approached, they could sniff me, like almost detect my in the air, the motion of the energy. And I just put like my hands on this and gave him the information. And I see him opening his eyes and getting up. There's a tubing system going like underneath the sarcophagus to keep him in the stasis state. And I see him like opening the lid, and he's like, where I am. Just tell him telepathically that he got caught for. They've done a lot of experimenting on him. I see like there's a device in the leg, device in the like solar plexus, heart, and head, and the tubes are connected on the back of the neck and two places on the spinal cord, which he takes his soul out.
Hmm.
And just he says, I cancel everything. I disagree. I'm free now.
I have
He said,
the word frascati. Sorry, frascati.
yeah, I hear Italian too a lot in this one. Did he die in Italy by a chance? Is it something like,
Because I have the glasses all the time, and then the authority. Yeah, so I felt frascati, a lot of stairs, a lot tunnels. Yeah,
he did some agreement before his career? He was very popular. He did something. He signed something in etheric, some agreement with the military and the mitras to be successful or something like this. Because they also this implant in his head, he used it to be to succeed in what he was doing. It's fast
Mm.
reaction, fast. It's like a Superman. Your ability to react is much faster than regular human being, right? When you see somebody's on fire, you would act faster and things like
Yeah.
that, or you make a turn faster and you will avoid the accident or things like that.
Hmm.
and he burned up that contract. He said he was young and stupid, and he just wanted fame and money, and he left now. See him living. I see the military running in circles. I feel like they've been reusing his soul quite a bit in
Hmm.
parallel lives, and he
Oh,
was
sorry.
either athlete or whoever it is popular. He used to be involved in some sports, something like
Hmm.
this. But yeah, he left. I also see like a cord going ding 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 to Mars and Moon. He was in SSP also involved there. So he broke all these contracts.
Huh.
That Oksana, can you see this like a eagle, the symbol?
Yeah, the eagle, the symbol, because it's a black uniform. I think he's in a dark fleet. He's in Kruger, and it's all like the German science, you know. It's an NAZI science. So the German
They
eagle, yes, and the uniform of the guys who are running in circles saying like, how come he's gone, and
Huh.
It was
Yeah,
used
that's
as a
interesting.
sacrifice. It was used as a sacrifice. They basically there was a deception in all the promises that he received, and
mm-hmm.
yeah. So this is why I felt like he was end up in a conflict and yeah, because he realized that he was cheat. He was tricked.
He was in the
Yeah,
Dark Fleet.
Yeah,
Hmm.
this is why he had to give back quickly what he promised.
he was cheated at the yeah he was tricked into a contract at the Earth's level because he was promised a lot, just like you were asked, Dave, about $1 million for
Right.
doing what
Yes.
others are doing, the same thing, but he actually took it because when you're young, you feel like it will solve all your problems.
Yeah.
Uh,
How much will you sell your soul for? Hmm. Yeah.
I
But when she's talking about the Dark Fleet, just so everybody understands, that's part of the SSP program, and it gets very deep. And
yeah, DNA sampling and all this. And you know what I can tell you? That most athletes or whatever they are, car racers or whoever, they are in SSP, and their bodies are made different, and
mm,
their DNA is totally different. They're more like superhumans.
mm,
That's why they run faster. They're more athletic. They swim faster. They have better reflexes because it's part of the major experiment,
I
to breed a particular human race to be superhuman. And then takes us to what Efisia said about the eagle, you know, um, World War II, and famous
yeah.
figure there. All this
Hmm. Hey, while you're on that
areas.
NASCAR, there was a NASCAR driver called Dale Earnhardt Sr. He supposedly died on the track in Daytona. It's been some years back. His son also raced. He retired finally, but he hit the wall head on, and a lot of people are saying that they think he has not left the Earth plane with his physical body.
Yeah, he's stuck because first he wanted to make sure about his family. Second, he understood that the whole family is tied up. Two, there's a lot of beings out there who are actually created like a family egregor all the strings from his family members go to the same kind of group of beings. They're very tall looking humanoid form, kind of like little eyes, um, whitish skin. Evil looking being was the knees are like the opposite direction, the way we
Mm.
bend our feet, the opposite. Very tall. There was like giant looking ones, like 7, 8 feet maybe tall. And But they do have some reptilian DNA because it looks kind of like a lizard face type
Mm.
thing mixed with humanoid form. And they're the ones who were in control of the whole family. I mean, they all had been through trouble and loss and different traumatic events because it's a very powerful. But I get that he was also in because these beings are sent by the reptiloid form. That's where they got the lizard hybrid. Those are like slaves too, and their boss is the reptilian who is in this cape, and he is on the moon. He's like an instructor in SSP, so he's an
Mm.
instructor and handler of this guy who died
Mm.
because they wanted to. The word comes split him up and send him to different realities. And for that, they needed this part of his soul to be fragmented even more. So he had to lose his physical body. He's not alive. And
Mm. Thanks.
They took the part of his DNA and they trying to rejuvenate it. Okay. The card says rest rejuvenated, but he's resting. But there will be somebody else like him, like a clone. I feel.
Mm.
yeah, that's what they do in SSP. They constantly
Yeah,
keep cloning you.
Now,
yeah,
with
but
And
that being
this.
said, that clone may not be, on the Earth plane. It could be on the moon. It could be, Mars, correct?
right, different realities. And they also keep creating artificial realities right now for the souls who are losing the game here due to current situation. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's very interesting, right?
hmm
Um,
Um, I feel that I mean, sometimes we sign contracts and pacts basically without be aware. And this guy unfortunately did because I have again that yes, he signed and the Wheel of Fortune. Unfortunately, the Wheel of Fortune can be super fast sometimes. Yeah, uh,
yeah,
you don't enjoy enough to get old because they don't interested in old DNA. They are interested in young people.
right. Because he used a human body DNA also as,
And they still can used, unless the person that they're interested is somebody too strong to get close. But this guy definitely they needed him. They needed
hmm
him to to raise popularity. In fact, in this kind of sports, how long you can be popular? You have 10 years career, maybe no more than that. Then around 40 years old, you are done. So they need
yeah.
to reproduce another one like.
right. And your fans give the energy to you, and through you, they siphon the energy from your fans into the entities or SSP or whatever they need
Yeah.
energy for.
It's
Look
funny
like
you say that because he was like one of the most popular drivers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Hmm.
because that's what happens, be your own fan, but don't be like, bowing to somebody, out there because it just, we have to take care of ourselves and understand each and every one of us is very important. Not that person who knows better. No, you know as much as he knows and maybe more, but about yourself and for yourself. So,
Yeah. I think when a lot of people find out what these sports are in general, football, baseball, when they find out what these are, NASCAR, I don't think they're gonna survive. I think they're done.
let's
the,
see. I know the driver Michael Schumacher, which is basically is living in a vegetable body,
Yeah,
and
Schumacher. Yeah,
Michael
right.
Schumacher is definitely the proof that this guy is. I mean,
they used him and dumped him. That's
oh
what they
yeah, they,
do.
they they keep on using him. He's producing a lot of DNA. Poor guy. Sorry
Mm.
for him because he's in the limbo. And
Hmm.
I feel that we have to work with Michael Schumacher to see to communicate with him, to tell us what he really wants, to allow this guy to come back free or to freedom in every sense.
Well, if you want, I can do that. Actually, you said it, and I'm looking at the time. It's 11:11. I guess. Well, maybe we should. It's not
Wow,
London time. It's Chicago and Dave's time. Eleven
it's
eleven. No kidding. Yeah.
it's a
No kidding.
17
Yeah.
11, but 8 7 plus 1 is 8 plus 1 is 9 plus 1
6 hour
is
difference.
10, so 1 is always number
Wow. Yeah.
synchronicity.
Oh boy, I got this heavy headache right away when I connected to him.
Mm,
Unbelievable. It's like heavy on top, and he's lying there. Got a metal helmet that goes like all the way there, covering his temple area, and that's where I got all this stuff. Um, oh yeah, because he's basically his body is here, but his energy body is separated. It's in some lab lying there. You know, it looks like one of those umbrella corporation labs.
mm,
By the way, what I see on computer screen that the looks like the it's like a sports type names. Get a feeling those are famous people from sports, and they're all part of this umbrella research on bodies, how we can improve the bodies, enhance the bodies, what substances to use, and they invent the substances to do that. And also mental capacity, how we can infuse it with something, make it more active. The problem was him. They make him more aware, active. Everything was functioning better, but it was now overdrive nonstop. And then they made him burn up his body. He
mm.
got burned up before everything else happened.
Wow.
And but they're still doing experiments on his energy body, because I see him and they're reclining right now. I see the Grays walking. There's a doctor there, human doctor, by the way, and he's doing some almost like a weird thing. He takes like parts of his like brain out, and then put some substance in there, like an
Mm,
artificial brain, and then like that, and then like 3D prints that part and continues doing experimentation on it and inserts it into one of his clones. Uh, Different stuff. It's multi-level experiment.
what does he want? What I mean, does he want to be free?
Oh, yes, it's
Yeah, he's
super. Oh,
he's
God.
like he's like he says my body is like a brick, and I tell him that you can actually expand your soul with your will. Your light will just cover and then create some powerful energy around you, and you would just push out all the implants, all the stuff that they've done to you, and then you can go back, change the timeline, erase your, delete your contracts with them. You know what he told me just now? He said, you know that you cannot be a successful athlete unless you sign a contract. And the contract you sign at the physical level, you also sign at the etheric at the same time. And most people like me didn't know that I signed something in the etheric, and it had like small print that nobody read to me, or I didn't know, because my physical is separated from etheric part, right? From
Mm,
energy part. How would I even know? And he said that you sign up for experiments on yourself, on your physical body, through through the physical contract to work for this company, or for this whoever it is, to be a athlete for that person or that corporation.
mhm.
So it's all connected. It's like a big system of control.
tell him we'd like to see him be free and free himself.
He's doing it now. Oh, the scientist is actually kind of happy. The
Really?
grays are though, yeah.
Huh.
And I connected to a scientist for a second. He's German born scientist.
Mm.
He says that I'm working there here against my will because they substituted my Earth vessel with my clone. My family doesn't even know it's my clone.
Just doesn't stop, does it? Yeah.
No. So Schultz, Schultz, like that's his second name. Because I see his on his white robe. F Schultz. Yeah, so he did he did zoom out.
Yeah.
He looks like a flame energy. Like a blue flame energy.
So he's
Like a
free.
yeah, he came out of all of this.
Awesome.
And he actually unplugged his clones too. He wanted to unplug it physically. There's tons of them.
Yeah, and to explain what that happens, it takes a little time, but they'll end up dying, right, Oksana?
Right, yeah. They start taking your DNA from early age, from a childhood, most of the time. So
In fact,
yeah, he's gone.
Awesome. That is that's breathtaking, right?
Right, that's crazy. The pain in my head disappeared once he took off that thing too.
Wow.
yeah, I showed just when it was connected. This is the blue flame.
Yeah.
You said the awareness. Okay, that
Mm,
it was having,
Now see,
and
that's what humanity should be about,
and
you
this
know.
is what I take with my tarots. We know with the white tarots. The magician and the man free, and he's winning like it was when he was in red. Yeah,
Yeah.
winning like a magician. Was the magician of the cars, of the drivers of
mm,
Ferrari, but he's now free. He win his freedom, and that you saw we was able to change this
Yeah.
game, this waiting game. Okay, because he was in the limbo. In fact, he was really bored. Look, boredom.
mm,
Yeah.
He's
And everybody
content.
has to keep in mind too that he did that himself. The only thing that Oksana did was tell him what he could do to free himself. He did it from there. So back
Yeah,
mm,
to we are the power is what that's the bottom line. Yeah.
exactly. He's stronger than that. He's the creator. When he's aware, even whatever he is, that he can beat the grays. He can beat any reptiloids because they're not strong like us. They are low vibrations.
Right.
It's because
right,
what they do is they make you forget that you are God,
I
basically.
still
right.
don't have all my memories back yet, so I know. Yeah. Sure.
They're very good, but
Yeah.
sometimes when, some people who got all their memories back magically disappeared
Yeah.
also. So, I mean, I don't
May-
even know what's best, but I do know that knowledge is power.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe I'll get them back after they ran out of the rest of the solar system. That'd be fine, right?
well, we'll all be connected just like we were before, the original
Yes.
humans.
Yes.
Oksana, when you was talking about his brain, this is a beautiful message, and I had this, the crown chakra. So we have
Yeah.
to focus our intention with our crown chakra to remember. We can
Mm,
ask, put this intention, okay, to work.
ask
Yeah.
ourselves, yeah, our own soul.
All right. Yeah. I'm just amazed that another soul set free. I don't want to ask how many's not free. Not yet. We'll wait about 6 months for that one. Uh, I got a question about Elvis Presley's twin brother that supposedly died when he was a stillborn. So I guess you would say he wasn't born. Um, so I kind of asked that wrong. I should have asked you first. There's preacher Bob out of Arkansas. We've kind of did a little reading on him. So let my first question be: is there two preacher Bobs in Arkansas that kind of switch out the position right under people's noses and they don't even know it?
It's interesting. You first when you were talking about Presley, I connected to him and I heard in my head like telepathically. He said, "I know about my brother. I actually helped him out. I did help him out."
Huh?
And then you started talking about Bob's,
Yeah.
and I see like BOB, but then the B's turn inside. So it's the whole idea of that name is it has two faces. The people
Ah.
who own this name, it's like a hint. I mean, I'm not saying everybody, but I feel like a lot of them are.
Well, we already know that Bob Joyce is Elvis. We did that reading 6 months ago,
Hmm.
but we never seen if his brother Jesse was still alive because they said he wasn't born. He was a stillborn.
I, but I got that all stillborns are alive,
Huh.
but especially those who are famous, in famous families,
Yeah.
that they just want to acknowledge that birth and then death, and then they either raise the child or somebody takes the child because there was some contract to give him or her away. So, and that's how this planet functions. There's always contracts and agreements, and just be careful what you agree to. Even if you say okay, it will be taken as yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and that
Even a
that
maybe would probably be a yes, right? I mean,
Right. And look at these fairy tales. They give us the truth,
right.
the kings and queens. I wanted a child so badly, so I agreed wasn't to give my firstborn to this dragon or whatever. I mean, here's the truth. They wanted that baby to because they want hybrids with their own race.
Yeah.
And take this baby for that. So
What did you get on Jesse?
Yeah, I can tell that he was stillborn, definitely, and he died for failure. Okay, this is the way they decided to take him away. Unfortunately, yes, he was probably, I can say, a week, maybe 3 days to a week,
Hmm.
but his art was basically not developed. Okay, so this is what is the contract. Okay, so they needed to take his heart.
Hmm.
I think it's
Interesting.
this where they
that
were,
so
yeah, the soul was centered in the heart, and yes, I can see that is already incarnated actually straight away. I mean,
Oh.
yeah, I think it's this guy. Let me see. I think he's still alive.
Hmm.
The one that took, yeah, Elvis Presley's brother body is still alive.
the
What do you think? The
Presley one.
the brother.
His brother? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I saw them getting together and stuff. Yeah.
Huh.
And when you showed the car, it was a baby because I did see the baby before too.
Man, I was going the other way. I was like, yeah, he's dead, or not on Earth plane in that physical body. Hey, you guys just kind of nope.
Mm,
Are they switching out with Bob Joyce then? Like I'm thinking they're like maybe Bob because he's a preacher, so he does church every Sunday or whatever days they do it. Um, I'm thinking that the brothers switch and nobody even knows it's which one it is because they look so much alike. They're
that's
twins.
that's what I
Yeah.
meant by BB. That you can
Oh wow.
double
Okay.
face. Yeah.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That
That's
makes sense.
wow. Intuition's awesome. It's when you start getting it confirmed, you get more confidence in yourself. That's the truth.
Right. Yeah, that's why we all have to get to this point, not to run and ask somebody else, but first ask yourself and get there. And at some point when, you get confirmed, you stop asking even.
Right. I ask you less than what I used to just because I trust myself more now than I did, a couple years ago. But
Mm.
intuition, I think we've all got it. It just tapping into it and believing it is some of the things that you some of the things that you see. People look at you like you're from outer space or something. You start talking about space programs and stuff like that. I mean, it's real. They're going to find out how real it is. Huh. They've all,
Mm.
at least the moon, to my understanding, has been turned over for the most part to good bases. There's a few stragglers from what I get, but nothing to be threatened by. Is that kind of what you two get?
Right, but there's also like some sort of umbilical cords hanging there to the other realities that they still use as portals to transport the equipment. And
Uh,
also, like I told you, there is a list of not on duty. And I'm gonna remain not on duty, they know, but they still keep
yeah.
the names. So,
Ah,
because even with some of my clients, when they go into trance, they check on themselves. If they're connected with SSP, they always say, "No, Oksana, you're not connected anymore," but they can still see my name.
mm,
That's how crazy that is. So, they're always looking for an opportunity to get you back.
yes. Right? Yeah. Just shake your, yeah, just one little thing. Oh, you agreed? All right. Yeah.
Mm,
No, we didn't agree to nothing. Fork off. That's my favorite saying. Scott McKay, Scott McKay taught me that one.
right.
Instead of
Yeah.
being, bad language, just say fork off.
Yes.
Well, I guess we better end it there. Oksana's got things she needs to be doing, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Homeschool is
Yeah,
coming.
we appreciate it. That's very important, though. At least your kids are not getting that thing in their arm in the school, uh,
And they hand the diaper
by
on the face.
accident. There was an accident. One of the places where they were given the flu thing, and it got switched up with
Oh,
the syrup.
by accident, right?
Right. Yeah. I'm sorry. I would not have my kid in any school right now. They could no way in hell. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, thank you, ladies, and
Thanks
I,
a
I
lot.
guess we're trying to do this every